going live for going live anyway and doing something a little bit different today. Instead of answering a question, I thought I'd just take you into my computer with me and just show you what it is that I'm currently doing, because I think you might find some value in it, especially if you are creating all your own social media posts and you are using Canva to create those social media. Bear with. Mute site. Right, let me just share this into the Rebellious Business Network. If you're watching this on the replay, by the way, give me a hashtag replay. Let me know that you were here. If you're here with me live already, Speedy Gonzalez only just hit the live button and you're already here. Well impressed. So what I was going to say is we're going to do something a bit different today. We're going to go behind the scenes. I'm going to take you into my computer, all of my tabs, my crazy flipping mentalist busy mind of everything is all laid out in the amount of tabs I always have open, and my computer gets slowed down and I have to sort it all out and shut it all down. Drop a me too in the comments if you resonate with that. But what we're currently doing is we've got a new designer on the team. She's actually not a new designer, she's a new copywriter. She's a copywriter that is working with Caroline to write lots of new copy for various different projects that we've got going on. And bless her, she's not a designer, but she's absolutely happy to take on anything and go and give it a go, which is brilliant. I love that. So what we're doing is, you know, she's creating something, giving it to us, and we're giving her feedback and sending it back. And I've just created a load of kind of do's and don'ts for her, and I'm going to walk you through and show you what they are, because what I find is there are lots of very common things that people do when they first start out with design that I did myself. By the way, go and have a look at our websites, our landing pages, our Canva posts. Apart from the most recent Canva posts, social media posts. Yeah, go have a look at our Canva posts. They're all hidden in a Canva account that you can't get into. Social media posts, apart from the latest like couple, I have designed and created all of them, and I actually really enjoy it. I enjoy creating posts, I enjoy creating slides, I enjoy designing websites and pages, and I do spend a lot of time making things look on point at Rebellious, because I think it's important. I think, you know, if things look good, then it creates a better experience for your audience. They're more likely to trust you, to invest in you, to follow you. If things look a bit shoddy, then it has that effect on making you look shoddy and your business look a bit shoddy. So I think design is really critical. And by the way, this is why I think even if you're early on in your business journey, go and invest in brand photography. Go and invest in it, because if you invest in brand photography, just realized, what have we got? If you invest in brand photography, what that's going to do is it's going to give your business a really good look straight from the off, rather than like DIY selfies. And, you know, you can tell the difference. Like, quite frankly, you can tell the difference. And it makes a massive impact on how your brand is received and also how you are perceived. If you look polished and on point, then it's going to give you a better first impression, and it's going to help you build a really great online reputation because your stuff looks good. So first of all, having that brand photography is going to really help, because you've got great pictures of you. Okay, maybe you'll be critical of yourself, but everyone else will think they're great pictures of you, and those pictures are really gonna set things apart. Secondly, then, tips in terms of how do you create designs that are really on brand and look really good for your business. Now, look, Canva is an amazing tool because we've got so many templates. It's so easy. It's really, really simple to do. I mean, like I'm sure you're already on Canva. You know how to use Canva. This isn't about how to use Canva. By the way, if you're not on Canva, you need to get on Canva. Like, what? Hello, what's going on? But I think most of you watching this will be on Canva. So that isn't tip number one, because you're already there. But my recommendation to you is to start with templates. Like, really don't try and invent the wheel. There is no point. Canva provides so many really great templates, and you can just go and get something that you feel is great and then make it your own. So that's the first thing. The second thing is know what your branding is. Know what it is. Have the hex codes for your brand colors and have the fonts that you use for headings, subheadings, body, and stick to that and keep it uniform, right? And so those are the kind of two very simple things. Now, if you are in the Rebels Business Tribe, we do have a brand workbook that you can go and grab and start working on your brand. If you don't know what your brand colors and brand fonts, and you don't know what the voice of your brand and the tone of your brand and all those things are, go grab the branding workbook inside the Rebels Business Tribe. If you're not in the Rebels Business Tribe, and I don't know what to tell you, but there is essentially you want to just create a uniform for your brand so that it always looks like you when people stumble across you. So I'm going to share screen and we're going to jump into my Canva and I'm going to show you some stuff. I haven't named this design and I've got about 5 Canva tabs open. So let me just make sure I get the right one. It's called, this is the new post for size for Insta. That's the tab name I'm looking for. Okay, share screen. This is the new post size for Insta, share. Right, so you can now see my screen. So first and foremost, this is the new post size for Instagram images, right? So if you're using Instagram and you are creating Instagram posts, I really recommend you change over to this size. A couple of reasons why. Number one, on your Instagram grid, all the sides, if this was a square, the sides are now cut off, yeah? So you can only see the middle portion of that square, which doesn't look great on your grid. However, I'm never too fussed about how the grid looks. Don't worry about the grid looking uniform and looking perfect. Think about individual posts. And actually, if things look messy and all over the place, it's more interesting to click in and be like, oh, what's this post? And oh, what's that post? And if you've got all these posts that are looking uniform, like as a grid, looking really like beautiful as a whole, it is great, but it means that they're all blending into each other. I think it's better to have different designs that are all on brand. So what I'm currently doing is creating templates, right, for our copywriter who's becoming a designer. I'm creating templates for her so that she can use those as a kind of starting point. But we do want lots of different images on the grid. We don't want them all to be the same because that would look really boring, essentially. I'm showing this tab. I wonder if I just go to Instagram and show you what I mean real quick. No, let's not. Let's just stay on Canva. Right, okay. I think you know what I mean. We'll just move on. And this is the new post size for Instagram. So if that's helpful, write that down. 1080 by 1350 pixels, and it's a 4:5 aspect ratio. So a couple of things then. What we want to be doing, that when we're creating designs, there are some clear do's and don'ts. So I'm going to start with the don'ts. Our brand colors are pink, an off black, and an off-white. Those are the 3 main colors we use. We do have a teal that we never use, but it's in the palette. We very rarely use it, but those are our brand colors, right? Now, what first thing is we want to avoid using really high contrast. So putting black on dark pink, or putting pink on dark black, or also, you know, whatever your brand colors are. If you've got a key color like this bright pink, or it could be a green or a blue, or, you know, whatever your key kind of core color is, you want to be using that as an accent color. So you wouldn't want to be using that as a full background color. You want to be using it as an accent color, right? I'll show you an example. Here is where we've got black and white, and we've got the pink used as an accent color, right? Really, really key, because if we have this background pink, it actually looks okay because we've got the writing. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But if we didn't have those big, okay, let's use another one. If we had this background pink, it's actually really difficult to read this text. It's very high contrast, and it just makes it so much easier. If we're using the pink as an accent color, we're using it sparingly, it's still there, it's creating brand recognition, but it's not taking over and making it really harsh and overbearing. It's just done nicely, kind of a little bit. So that's one thing. High contrast makes things really difficult for people to read. Styling, one of the most important things you want to do is make things easy to consume. If you prioritize style, so you have like swirly fonts, and you have high contrast, people's eyes, without them even knowing it, subconsciously, they're going to move away from your posts and they're not going to look at them, because it takes effort for me to have a look in and read what that says, because it's harsh on my eyes. And also, especially in terms of neurodivergence, this becomes even more important, because it can be even more challenging. I don't know exactly what the best combinations of colors are for neurodivergence, but what I do know is that, also taking that into consideration, this is quite harsh to read. So that's one thing. Another thing is, aside from colors, is don't put text too close to objects or edges. We want to make sure we give things enough space. Like, even if it was there and then we had another thing of text there, like, that's better than having it here or having it too close to the edge. It makes it look very kind of badly designed. Give everything lots of space, lots of white space. The best thing you can do in a design is give things lots of white space. White space is great. White space makes things look modern, makes things look clean. And I don't think you can have too much of it. It's absolutely fine. I think a post where you just had that in the middle of it is better than a post where you've got so much going on, right? So having white space is makes things look clean and really nice. Also, give things a bit of, if you've got a lot of text, like block text is hard to read, give things some line spacing. Like, again, it's about that white space. It allows our eyes to kind of travel to the next thing without them being overwhelmed. So blank spaces between text is really helpful to make things readable. Okay, next thing. Don't write block text in your in your main brand color. A lot of it. You could do titles, you could highlight certain words, but don't write block text in it, because it's hard to read, and also it takes away from that beautiful color, because that color it's too much. Like, better to do it all in black and then have the odd word that you want to highlight in pink, right? Or whatever your color is. It's a nice way to bold things and make things stand out on designs, but I wouldn't put block text in that color, because it's just too much. And it's, again, this pink on white, it's quite high contrast and difficult to read. So that's another thing not to do. So another, pink should be used sparingly, or whatever your brand color is should be used sparingly. Also, I don't personally, this is personal choice, I don't like the use of unofficial emojis. I just think it looks like clip art from the 1990s. I'm like, sometimes it could be good, but it's very difficult to get right. So again, like, I'm just saying to our designer, just avoid using them, like clip art emojis. Use the official ones. And I think it's actually nice to use the official ones in text rather than having them separate and big, but you can also have them separate and big. It just depends on the design, but definitely official emojis only. Let me just check in. Have we got anyone here? Hey, we've got some people in the chat. Hello, guys. Hey, Luke. Good to have you with us. I'm going to make this. I've just come into Restream and I've realized that I'm really big, but the screen is really small. So let's see if I can do that the other way around. There we go. I didn't realize that it was sharing so small. Now it's sharing big. Hopefully that's easier for you to see. Okay, so there we go. That is the don'ts. Now, in terms of do's, black on white, beautiful. White on black, beautiful. But these are high contrast that work. If you've got something really, really light on something really, really dark, it can work. Doesn't have to be black, doesn't have to be gray. It could be it could be like, for instance, a really dark green. It could be a dark brown. It could be a dark purple. Depends what your brand color is. But you want to essentially, I think that the easy way to do this, right, is to have you've got your brand color, which is your color. right? Your block of color somehow. It could be a green or a blue or a purple or a pink, you know, whatever your kind of core brand color is. And then you want to pair it with a very, very dark and a very, very light. And that could be a pinky off-white, or it could be a greeny off-white. It could be a bluey off-white. It doesn't matter what kind of off-white it is, but you want to pair it with something. Now, I did this last night with my husband because he's building a brand and his brand looks gorgeous, let me tell you. But he's just built his first landing page. And I went in there and we styled it up. And what we did was we got his core brand color and literally just went into ChatGPT and said, I need an off-white and an off-black to match this core brand color. Like, give me some hex codes that would work. And the pairing it gave us was gorgeous. It was really nice. It was just a very, very, very dark green to go with his army green. And then it was a very, very, very light off-white. And it just worked really nice. And so that's what you want to do. Like, don't sit and play with this thing and go, right, okay, Cordelia says I need an off-white. Like, oh, what about this? And what about that? And what about, like, there's just so many flipping shades that could work. Like, go get AI to just give you some shades. Another thing that you can do is search for Canva palette guides. This is what I used to do before AI. You've got like color schemes. Canva give you hundreds to look at and choose from. So let's say, you know, we're going dark green. Here we go. Loads of palettes that you can pick. And you can see on most of these palettes, you've got a very, very dark that pairs with a lighter color, right? And so that's what you kind of want to look for, because when you're building websites, for instance, or you're building PDF guides, or you're building something that you want your ideal clients to read, yeah, you want there to be an off-white and an off-black, because they're going to give you high contrast that's readable, and then you want color to just bring things to life and make it look on brand, but you want that color to be an accent. You don't want it to overtake. And the more colors you add in, the more advanced you need to be as a styler to make it look good. Like, if you want to keep it simple and you want to keep it clean, go with minimal color and do it kind of as an accent so that you can do it well. It's really challenging. It's really challenging to get things looking great if there's too much going on. That I would leave that to the advanced designers that have done design at university. For us DIYers, we'll just stick with this. So the next thing is only use your brand colors. Once you've got them, only use those. Like, very rarely should you go and get a different shade of pink or a different shade of whatever. Like, try and stick to your brand colors, because what it's going to do is create recognition, and that recognition is going to enable people to like build a relationship with your branding. I know it sounds crazy. Like, how do you build a relationship with branding? But you do. You're going to identify, like, oh, that's a Rebellious post. Oh, that's a Coca-Cola post. Oh, that's from Nike. You know, we get associations from brands. What it does is it creates consistency. It means that we don't always have to outline, this is a post from Rebellious Business. Our people that know us will see it, recognize it, and know it's us because of that pink, because of that style, because of that font, right? And so that's really key. Try and only stick to your colors. In Canva, if you didn't know about this, there's a brand board where you can add your branding, you can add your fonts, you can add your colors, and that just enables you and helps you to stick to that. Another tip, there is an app that you can get for your computer called Copy Clip. I don't know if it's going to share my full screen here, but there is, I've got it here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. Search for Copy Clip 2, and it lets me basically, oh yeah, I can show you like this. I can go like this, and it shows all the things that I've copied lately, right? So I've got things pinned to the top. I've got my gray pinned to the top. I've got my pink pinned to the top. I've also got my VAT number pinned to the top, because that's annoying to find every time I need it. But there's certain things that I can pin here, right? So having these colors pinned to the top means that I don't have to go and look for them in my brand pack somewhere. They're just there and easy for me to grab. Oh, okay. So next do's and don'ts. Official emojis. I love an official emoji. I just don't want us to be using non-clipper. I've already mentioned that. I personally, this is personal preference, but I think it looks really nice to have a very bold heading with a very light subheading. Personal preference. And then you can either have black or very bold in the body, depending on the style that you're creating, right? And I'll show you what I mean in some of the templates that I have created. So let's see if I can just quickly grab an example of something that I have taken that our designer has created, which, you know, it's awesome that she is giving this a go. It's flipping great. Oh, what happened? Let me try and just put it here. No, that didn't work. Hang on, bear with me 1 second. This is what happens when you do live things live. If I wasn't live right now, I'd pause the video because I've just had an idea to share something with you that I hadn't planned. Here we go. Okay, so this is one post that our designer has created, and a couple of really good things here. We've got an emoji in the text. Love that. I don't know why it changed shape when I highlighted it like that. Love the emoji, official emoji, not clip art. That looks clean. That looks great. A few problems though. We've got some very high contrast. This pink and this black. Oh, it's hurting my eyes a little bit. It's making me kind of want to move away from it. I think it's too much. This pink, I would prefer it if it was just an accent color. Also, I'm pretty sure this black is not the on-brand one. If it was, it would look, yeah, do you see that on-brand black with the pink is a little less harsh? So direct black with our pink is too much anyway. But do you see, even in the text, we're using black as an accent rather than pink. It'd be better to use pink. So I had to play around with this, and actually, this is how I recreated it. Like that. I think that looks great. It's clean. We don't need all that pink and black and because we've got black text and we've got blank this. Now, you know, we could jazz it up and add loads of stuff to it. I just personally don't think it needs it. I think that is really clean and simple and it works. Yeah. Does that, what do you think? Ah, Jose is on LinkedIn watching today. Hey, Jose, let's share some of these comments. We've got Jose. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing? And Luke is saying, I love design, even though I'm not a natural designer. It's so much fun, right? You can really get into it and have a real play. I really enjoy it too. But yeah, if you are watching with me live, drop me a message. And also, if you've got any questions, ask them. I'm happy to answer them. Anything you need. So, like, what do you think of this design? Do you think this is better? Do you prefer it to this one? I think this one, in terms of if we wanted to keep the box around it, I think we just need to get rid of one of these colors. So if we got rid of that, that's instantly better. We could keep the pink, but we probably want to make, yeah, we could keep the pink, but we want to make this text black, in which case, because we just got too much pink going on. But yeah, the pink could stay. Personally, not massive fan. I think it's too pink. Maybe if we widen that and make it more of a background, it's better. But yeah, personally, I would keep one word pink and then I would make the background black. I think that is the cleanest way of displaying it. I have got an example here of a carousel that I designed ages ago. And you can see that I've got pink and black kind of all overlapping here. I think this works. It is high contrast and it is a lot going on, but I think it works. But my point is, I can't really explain to our designer why I think it works. So what I want to do then is I want to teach her how to keep things simple first. And I think that is much easier to read. I think that carousel, in and amongst a lot of other things, like, it's fun. I think this is better. This pink background is very harsh. Maybe it would be better just like that. But yeah, it was to try and keep things different and keep some variety going on. This is much better. I quite like this white lined outline on the box on the background as well. Maybe that is something that we could do here, is change the border to like that. Maybe, no, I don't know. So look, here's the thing. Here's the truth. I spend hours playing around with this stuff, like genuinely hours. And, you know, it does take flipping ages. And this is why I recommend just going and getting some templates that feel on brand, that feel like a good kind of start. and start from here and grab one and make it your own. And this is what I've done with this one here. This has come from a template. I like that. I think it looks great. The original one was this, really not very on brand, right? But the great thing in Canva these days, you can change an image color really easily. Even if it's an image of you, like these days, like I can change the color of my shirt to pink there if I want to. Oh, that's not working. Oh yeah, it has changed it a bit. It has changed it a bit. I've changed my skin tone as well. But yeah, so you can change colors of things quite easily in Canva these days compared to what you could do. But that's an example of a template I've created for her. This is an example of a template I've created for her. This is also an example of a template. Yeah, this is off the back of some ads that I've created recently, which you could swap out this image for another image. You know, it doesn't really matter, but essentially we've got a heading, an image, and we've got some text and a call to action below. This was taken from a design that she created. The only thing I've done differently to it is that the background was pink, and then it had lots of detail here in the corners. So I've just taken out the detail to just keep it clean. And then here's another example of a image that works really well. Some kind of heading, some kind of subheading, an image at the bottom. And then that is just to say some kind of image. You wouldn't have text over an image like that. That would look terrible. It's just sort of there as a placeholder. If you wanted to do that, though, you just need to put a background on it. And there are loads of effects you can do to text to make them pop. But just putting a background on text just is probably the easiest way to make it readable. And, you know, you might do that if you really wanted some text over an image. Yeah. But there we go. Those are the tips that I have shared with our new designer, and we'll see what she creates. One final thing that I wanted to offer as an idea for you, if you're using ChatGPT a lot, ChatGPT images have just become so flipping awesome. I'm now often getting ideas and then developing those ideas. So you see this here. This is some Facebook ads that I created. I've now turned into a template. But where I got this design idea from was literally ChatGPT. So let me just show you. I've got an example here. Here is the original ChatGPT image. Just put it over the top. It's going to make it look a bit. No, hang on. Let me grab that and put it on a blank. Bear with. Let's pop it on here so we can see it properly. I mean, I think that looks great, doesn't it? And it's such a great image that ChatGPT has given me. Now, the problem with that is that if, you know, I want to be able to manipulate it myself so I can make lots of versions. And so what I've done is I've used this as a design idea, and then I've essentially created my own version of it so that we can put any picture on top. I've got the zoom, I've got like a zoom faces behind, and then I've got the heading and the text and the call to action there. But it's a great place to go get designs, get ideas. You can also just get posts from there quite easily. I wonder if I've got any others. Yeah, this was a AI one. And I took that and I made this instead. Where is it? This one. Yeah. Because I like a heading and I like a thin subheading. I think it looks really stylish. So, you know, getting ideas from AI and then bringing them into here and adapting them is a really good thing to do. This is a one I got from AI, and what I did is I used it and I just swapped out this image of this person for Caroline. Really easy to do, by the way, because I can just click on edit and I can click on magic eraser and I can press click and I can click on her and I can get rid of her. And then I can put a picture of me or Caroline there instead. Kind of annoying that I think it's just created some text there that wasn't supposed to be there. So I could just go grab, I can go grab a picture of someone here, background remover, get rid of me. Caroline doesn't look particularly inviting in this picture. It's just a screenshot of a video. It doesn't go with the invitation, but there we go. Like, this is an example of how I would do that. So one thing that you can do is you can figure out, and you should do this, figure out what your style is, and then create a style guide so that you can feed you can feed ChatGPT a style guide for what you want your images to look like. So we've got this style guide here. And what you can do, let's say you've got the copy written, you might then want to go and create a post or an image to go with that copy. You could be using this style guide to give you an image to go with it. So I'll just quickly show you what I mean. If we go to Canva, no, I keep getting the names of these things mixed up, ChatGPT. And let's say we want to, we want a bit of copy ready, don't we? Let me see if I've got any copy in my clipboard. You've often got copy lying around. No, I'm going to go live. Live. Okay. Here we go. We've got this. This is the thing that the description of this live video. So I want you to create an image. I normally hit the talk and speak into this, by the way. I don't know why I'm not doing that. I want you to create an image to go with this piece of copy. And I want you to use the Rebellious style guide that I'm going to give you below. My God, if you take all these tips and start like implementing them, your social media posts are going to look killer by the end of this week. Let me tell you. Right, so let me grab this. I've got it here in my clipboard. This is copy clip 2. Lets you have a history of your clipboard stuff. And there we go. We can put that in there and it is going to create an image. Oh, shoot. I think I've got it in the wrong mode. Hold, please, caller. Copy. What are we in? We're in 4.0. Yeah. Okay, fine. Or we'll just, oh, there we go. It is creating the image. It's just had another update by the looks of things. Does things differently every time I log in. I live in these places. Whilst we're waiting for that to do that, let's jump back into the chat. Who else is here? No one. All by myself. I can see we've got a couple of people watching, but no one is saying anything. That's such a shame. I feel so alone. Let me know if this has been helpful. Have you got any questions? Let's just see what image. Hopefully this is going to work and it's going to be rebellious and on brand. It just takes so long. It's much quicker than it would take me to design something for sure, but it does take a while. Oh, we need some elevator music. Or, I don't know. I need something interesting to say. I should have done this and then showed you something else. I don't know what else I could show you now. I feel like this is the last thing I want to show you and then that's it. I'll tell you what I can show you. This, you see this, yeah, this is what I need to tell you about. This Rebellious Business Image Creation Brief. I have, the way I've created this is I have uploaded loads of my designs, shared my website. I just got a private message from Rachel saying that she's with me live. I love that. Hey, Rachel. I've shared my website. I have uploaded loads of images. I have shared various things that I've designed and that I like the design of into ChatGPT. And I've said, help me create an image style guide so that future images generated by ChatGPT will be on brand. And it's created this. And what would be great is if I could go and find the original. Okay, it's awful. It's really bad. That's so funny. Oh no. Canva, is it supposed to be bad? Because it's design tips. Behind the scene live design tips. Half turn diagonal split. depth without clutter. That's dreadful. Yeah, I really don't like that. That is so funny that it's created something really bad. Okay, let's have a look at what's wrong with this then. We've got text going over two colors. We've got pink on black. We've got high contrast. We've got too much pink. I should tell ChatGPT about this. Okay, this is terrible for these reasons. Number one, there's too much pink. We've got text overlapping. Well, the text is not on white, like on blank space. It's overlapping a color change, which makes it really difficult to read. We don't want to put pink on black like that because it makes it very hard to read. What the hell is that hamster thing? I would like you to use photorealistic images that convey emotion and are relevant. What else? It's very busy. There's too much going on. And we don't want to create high contrast. We want to make sure that pink is an accent color, and we either do white on black, or our on-brand white on our on-brand off black, and use pink sparingly. And you can put white on pink, and you can put a little bit of pink on white, but never put pink on black. Right, well, look, what I'll do is I'll come back when it's created the image off the back of this, and I'll pop it in the comments so that you can see. But this is what I normally do with ChatGPT. I have an argument with it until I get what I want. And it's really funny because I'm often just going, right, this is bad, this is awful, da, 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 because I've learned that I don't need to give it a shit sandwich. Sometimes I'm still saying, oh, that's wonderful, I think that's really great, but what I would love you to do and change and add is this, that, or the other. But generally, I'm just having an argument with it and telling it everything I hate that it's done and what I want instead. And then it gives me something better, hopefully. Although that's the worst thing it's ever created. I wonder if we could have a look at the library of images that we've created with ChatGPT. Am I not logged in? Maybe that's why. Oh no, I am logged in. Here we go. There we go. So that is by far the worst. We've got these promo pass pictures that I was creating recently. I really liked this one, but I found it really scary. I found his mouth reminded me of something from The Witches. But I was trying to get someone to hold a promotion pass. I think in the end, this is the one that I used. I really like that one. That was quite great. But yeah, this was terrible because we've got too much pink and it's overlapping images. It's difficult to read. I preferred this one, nice and clean. But yeah, you can see there's some fun. I'm often playing around a lot with this kind of stuff, and so are my kids. This is my kids playing around with this. This is a living room that my daughter created. This has actually become one of our best YouTube ads. We've currently got like a £1.70 cost per lead off the back of this. And it was just, again, giving me ideas for how I can make like it clear that it's networking for rebels, right? And it's, yeah. Oh, this is supposed to be me. But yeah, just having some. This is supposed to be me and Caroline. So funny. It does not look anything like us. I don't know where. Oh, there we go. Oh, here we go. Looks like we've got. Okay. I mean, it's not bad. It's still awful because we haven't got padding around things. I'm really sorry that it hasn't created the perfect Canva image. But look, here's the thing. Like, I did create that with it, and I did create the other one, this one, and this one with it. So sometimes it spits out really high quality looking images, and sometimes you just have to take it as an idea and go into Canva and recreate the thing that it's kind of half given you. That's good. And yeah, well, there we go. Those are some tips for Canva. I hope that's been helpful. And if there is any questions, if there is anything that you can think of that would be helpful to know, drop it in the chat or the comments, wherever you're watching this video. There'll be a place where you can write something to me, drop it in, and I'll be happy to answer. But yeah, I'm going to go and get this over to our copywriter and let's see what she creates. Thanks for being here, guys. Lots of love.